Today we're going to do some baby steps in the modifications of our Runaway camper. I've just got to basically go in it and figure out what I need to do. I've got a voltmeter. I'm going to go in and check the voltage on some things and try to set up a way of charging my battery and just getting a general idea of what I want to do to this. So follow along with me and I'll show you a few things that I'm going to do to get ready. So first off, I want to check out my voltage. I've got my voltmeter set for DC. And I just want to see what my battery is since I don't have a gauge. So checking my voltage here. Looks like I got 13.30 volts. So it's got a pretty good charge on it. I'm still going to put my Victron controller on here and let it charge through that and let it completely max out. As far as the cabling goes for plugging this in, you use a standard extension cord. You just got to make sure you don't have something crazy on this end. It has to be your standard plug. Now I would recommend everybody get the 14 gauge, which is rated at the 15 amps. I'm actually got a little lighter weight here because I'm not going to run the air conditioner today. Okay, some of the things the owner told me about this, and I'm just going to verify some things, is this switch right here in the down position. I'm pretty sure it's power off. Everything's off. If you go to the left, I believe that's power coming in, and I think if you go to this direction, his battery is only for battery. And then he's got his position at the top. It says he said that's for charging. So I'm a little concerned because he said something about not putting it in that position. I think what he meant is that he didn't want this inverter drawn from that battery. So one of the things I did to keep things a little bit straighter down, I've checked out some of the circuits, is I've one had labeled 12 volt to the right, off down, 120 volts to the left, and then charging option. Like I say, I won't be using that charging option unless I just need to keep an eye on it because I don't trust how much juice this thing puts out. So I'll use my Victron controller unless I have to do a quick top off of my battery, and then I'll use this and just keep track of it. I'm going to use my voltmeter, and what I'm going to do is see what the charge that this thing's putting out. I'll make sure it's not too much for this to handle over here. So I'd like to use this inverter set up here to actually charge my battery. If that doesn't work, then I'll have to use my Victron. But we're going to see what we get with the readings. First off, I'm going to go to the position where I have just the battery hooked up, and I should get my 13.3 again, which I am. Now I'm going to go up to what's considered charge. Yeah, we got 13.82 now. So to me, that's not much. That's just a trickle. So I think we're going to be good with that on the charging method. Again, we don't want to have that switch on when we don't have a power cable attached. So I'm going to use my Victron charger just to see what this battery can handle. And I've got it plugged in, and it's automatically set for its position, which is lithium batteries. And it's putting out, this is through my app on the phone, it is putting out, let's see what we got here. So right now, absorption charge, and it's showing it's already up to 14.19 there, and then it's putting out 4.9 amps to charge that battery. And I want to see if it kicks off about 14.4. We'll see what happens here. What I love about the Victron controller is it really does adapt to whatever kind of battery you have. That's why I really like the way it's set up. You feel pretty safe using it on any battery to charge. And you'll see here we're getting up to 14.20, and what's happening here is the current, the amperage it's pumping in, is gradually dropping, and eventually it's going to hit a 0. And it's dropped, I think it started at like 3 or 4 amps, and now it's all the way down to just a tad under an amp. But that'll eventually get to where it just tapers off at the end, and I like that because it just keeps it from overcharging. And in the front, I got this shelf that the previous owner built. It's going to work out pretty good, but it had this section here for putting a cooler, and I'm probably going to have my cooler probably kept in my truck. So I'm going to disconnect all this and make this more for me to use. I'm going to have to take my fire extinguisher that my fire inspector said I need to have, which is good size. He said it has to be an ABC, so it's going to have to be, I'm hoping I can mount it upright right in this corner, but we'll see how it works out. But right for now, I'm going to go ahead and remove these slides. I may use them again, but for now I'm going to clear this area up. So got that removed out of there. Here it is. And like I say, I'll probably reuse these sliders somewhere at some point. They're pretty good. One thing I do know for sure I'm going to have to get is these doors. They flap around in the wind a lot, and they just, if you want to open them up, you have to have someone to secure them because the wind catches a hold of them and they come slinging around. So I'm going to be opening the back door for my kitchen eventually. This side door on the driver's side door, I don't think I'll be using that much, so I'm not too worried about that one. But then this passenger door, like I said, I don't have any wind coming from this direction, so it's staying open now. But definitely going to have to find some kind of an attach point or something, magnets or something to hold these in place. So I'll be looking on Amazon, and I'll let you know what I find out on that and get these doors secured, because I just can't have them flopping around. And then the mattress that, I don't know if you saw the mattress I had in there earlier that's never been used, but it's just too big for what I'm going to do. And then I have these fold-up mattresses. Got two of these. So I looked at it, and I think one of them is probably going to be too small. Yeah, I'm old and I'm spoiled, and I like a little bit bigger bed. So I'm going to build a bed in here. And the problem I have is one of these is, let's see what we got here. One of these is 23 inches. I put two, you're talking about 46 inches, and that's just shy of the 50 inches of a regular twin bed, and I don't need that much bed. So my thought is I'm going to build the bed for probably, I don't know, we'll get just a rough estimate, but I think about 32 inches is what I want to make it wide. And I'm going to build the bed here all the way across. I'm going to go east-west because I'm short enough it doesn't bother me. And then I'm probably going to buy a memory foam topper, probably about a 3-inch memory foam topper. It's going to be a weird size, but I don't want to utilize every space I have in here. I want it to come up to the door, probably about here. And if I did that big bed, it'd come all the way to the door, and it'd just be a little too tight. So I think right about in this area here. And again, I'm going to elevate it just under those windows. And I've heard people talk about opening the windows and have that nice breeze on them, and I kind of like that idea. And then in the back here, I'm going to keep it kind of simple. The bed's going to come across about like this here. I'm going to have a little cubby. Probably have this container sitting in here, and then I'm going to have a deal that will go under the bed, a little slide out with my stove on it. Kind of keep it simple. I think I'm just going to make it, I was originally going to make a whole wall, but I think I'm just going to make a little ledge, enough that my bed will be even with it, and I can just have the extra space above. Also might build in a little table either on this end or down here on this end, because I have a CPAP I use, and I'm going to have some way to plug that in and have a place for it to set. So that's what I got drawn out for now, and we'll get all some of this stuff together, and we'll show you when I get further down the line.